What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on Buy Sell Cars TV. Today we are talking about this. So we've got a Peugeot 207 behind me. I actually picked this up yesterday. The weather was pretty bad and I actually had a really long drive back to get it home. So I thought, you know what, let's film this one tomorrow. The weather's really good today and I'm about to show you the car in better detail. So without further ado, let's get into this video. I'm going to start by giving you a walk around on the exterior. Right, Peugeot 207 exterior, let's get into it. Having a quick walk around. It is overall not actually that bad, but there are a few little things over here, like you've got a bit of surface rust over there on the lower part of the rear quarter. Around the back as well, it's not too bad. The only thing which is a little bit of an imperfection, but again, 56 plate car, you can't really complain. So you've got a little bit of creases over here and over here, so I don't know if the camera is going to pick it up, but it's actually pretty good overall. When you take into account, this is the current state of the car, it's not been cleaned or valeted. You know, the tyres look so dry, they're desperately crying for a bit of tyre shine, but that's pretty good so far. So as we go down to the passenger side of the car, and you can see in the current state, considering it really does need a good old clean, the paint's still looking very, very nice. You do have some door chips over here and a tiny bit of creasing, but expected on this age of car. And then moving over towards the front, we've got a tiny scuff over here on the front wing, which may potentially come out as well, and that's what it leads onto the bumper. This here has gone into the paint. You probably want to just put a bit of touch up on that. You know, it's the best thing you can do without going into crazy money and respraying the front bumper and blending it to the wing. But overall, I think when you take into consideration the age of this car, it's looking very, very nice. So thumbs up. I think I've got a bit of a bargain on this one. Let's check the interior. First impressions on the interior. So looking around, it's not actually too bad. It definitely needs a good old scrub, especially on the seats. You know, you can see there's a bit of mismatch with the black and grey. So I think the patchiness you see, a lot of that will go once it's cleaned up. Most of it around here just needs a good old hoover, especially around there. And you know, things like the plastic over here just needs a bit of back to black. It'll make a world of a difference once it's cleaned up. Even the center console, when you look at it up close, it's not really too dirty. It needs a good old hoover around here. Bit of quick detailer and a nice detailer brush to get to the nooks and crannies, but even over here, the wear and tear to the buttons, very, very minimal. Let's check the back as well. Yeah, the back isn't too bad at all. Not really too much which is going to need to get done around here. Mats taken out, get it hoovered, get them cleaned and scrubbed. Same with the rear seats. Overall, I think considering the age of the car, the wear and tear is really good. Once it's all valeted, it's going to be looking great. So overall, on first impressions, I think looking at the exterior and interior, it's not really a bad start. It definitely needs a few things done to the car to get it ready for sale, but you can see this is a good canvas to work with. Condition wise, it's actually okay, just a bit dirty, good old clean, add some value to the car. And also we need to talk about what else needs doing to this car to get it ready for sale, but we'll get into that later in the video when we go for a drive. But overall, I think first impressions, really, really happy with this. But you know, when you also take into consideration that Ford Focus that I shot the other week, click here to watch that video. That was in a horrendous state. You know, it really was a disgusting place to sit and needed a lot of work to bring it up to a standard. And that was a really good transformation. So this is a good place to start with. But anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to go for a quick drive. I'm going to talk about how this car came about, and we're going to discuss the things that need doing to this car to get it ready for sale and how we're going to add value to make a good profit. So stay tuned. Let's get this car turned on and let's head out. Right, so let's talk about this Peugeot 207. It's a nice little car. It's a 1.4. It's only done 66,000 miles, 2007 on a 56 reg car. So it's definitely on the lower side of the mileage when you consider the age of the car. That's one of the reasons why I traveled all the way to Brighouse to pick this car up. It's just by Leeds. It is a bit of a trek, it is a bit of a drive, but if there's profit to be made in a car, then the journey's worth it. That's all that matters. And the thing is, BCA's transportation is just so expensive now. I feel like in the last couple of months, it's really sort of doubled in price. I used to be able to get deliveries from Manchester. I'm sure it's around 200 odd quid, but when I was looking for this car, I think it was in the region of 400 plus the VAT. So it's just not worth it. I'd rather just jump on a train or send someone down there to go pick up the car. But look, that's a quick background on me buying this car. Let's talk about the things that I had to get done to this car to bring it up to scratch and get it ready for sale. Nothing too crazy, not a lot of work. And it's a good thing because it was a no reserve car. It was a long way away. You don't get a report. So there's an element of that risk where there could have been a couple of things wrong with the car, but obviously all of the things which I've spoken to you guys in the past videos about, you know, things to look out for and how to try and spot good cars when you are filtering through your searches, it makes a difference. If you haven't seen videos in regards to that, click here to watch a video on how to buy and sell cars from BCA auction. It's just little tips that I use to help me sort of, you know, filter good cars from all the stock they have. So check it out if you haven't already. But like I say, that was why I went for the car, and the things that I needed to get done to this car were getting it valeted and getting it dropped off to the mechanics to get a service done to it. Now, earlier in the video, you would have seen me showing the condition of the car. Now, it wasn't too bad to start with. You could probably work out that the interior definitely needed a little bit of a clean, but getting it valeted just brings it up to the standard which I like. Now, there are instances where you don't need to get a car valeted because it is, well, it's very clean to start with, but if I can see that the value can be added from just spending a little bit of money, then of course I'm going to get it done, because first impressions are important. When you're advertising a car in the crowded market, you want to make your car look as presentable as possible. So getting it valeted, in this instance for me, it was well worth it. So that cost me £40 for this car because it wasn't too bad. And when you think that it's 20 quid to get your car just hand car washed in and out, normally as you do down in the south anyway, the extra £20 for getting it deep clean, getting the seats clean, getting the carpet done, boot everything, apart from the engine bay, which I don't like to do for two reasons. One, just in case it leads to any problems when you do clean it. Two, if there are things like oil leaks and whatever, it's kind of good to just let the customer see little seepages, it just shows that the car's genuinely not trying to hide anything. Those are the two reasons why I don't really get the engine bay done. So that was the first thing that I got done to this car. Second thing was getting the car dropped over to the mechanics. It already has a long MOT on the car, so I didn't need to worry about anything on that front. What I did want to do was just get a basic service done. So I just got the oil and filter changed on it. Again, not a big expense. It costs about £70 or £80. Some of you will say it's expensive. Some of you probably can get it done cheaper. But just the relationship I have with the mechanics I go to, yes, their prices might be slightly more than what you guys are paying, but overall, for me, it works well, the relationship I have with them. So really and truly, in terms of adding value to this car, I didn't need to spend a crazy amount. So we're talking £70 to £80 for the oil and filter and another £40 for getting it valeted. So when you look at the previous section of the video and seeing the condition of the car, then taking into consideration how much money has been spent on it now to get it to where it is money well spent. It's definitely added more than the value I've spent on it in terms of what I'm going to get back. So in that respect, I'm very happy. So finally, price-wise, where do I see this car in the market? Well, there are similar examples sort of fetching between £2,000 to £2,500. Now, I got this car at a good price and I just want to get the car sold quickly. So I'm going to price it quite competitively. I'm thinking sort of just sub £2,000. It's a good margin for me. And the fact that I didn't need to spend a lot of money on the car, I think I can price this car very competitively in the market. So fingers crossed that this will sell quickly. But guys, I want you to comment down below and let me know how much you think I paid for this car. I find it interesting. I'm starting to do this now on a lot of the videos where I just want to get a feel for what you guys think that this car's worth. Coming from auction, like I say, it was up north, BCA, a no reserve car, had the MOT, relatively good condition, but just it'd be interesting to know what you think. So comment down below, let me know how much you think this car has cost me all in. But on that note, guys, I'm going to end the video here today. I really hope it's given you a quick insight into sort of buying these types of cars, no reserve cars in particular, and just getting them brought up to scratch. This was a good one, didn't need to do a lot of work to it, but look, it could have gone the other way. I could have had to spend a lot of money on it. But in that respect, it's a good thing for me. It means there's more margin in the car, but hopefully gives you a quick insight into just getting this car brought up to scratch and ready for sale. So hopefully you've enjoyed this one, guys. Thank you so much again for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Take care, guys.